Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be episode 12 of my Fire Emblem Three Houses Let's Play walkthrough, whatever, of the Golden Deer route. So we're going to end, and hopefully we can see Ingrid join, but that didn't happen at all. The dude's birthday, we're going to give flowers. So we're going to do the the whole Miklan mission, I think, is what his name is. I stole lances because it's fun guy. I think we have some certifications to do, but I don't quite remember. It doesn't look like it. We will soon, so that's nice. I think I made sure that we were all set up before, but I'm just gonna double check, and then we can get going. And then I'm gonna make sure that Dorothea has a battalion. I don't think I gave her one yet. So let's replenish first, because definitely have to do that. Okay, so Dorothea does have a battalion, so that's nice. So let's just get started on the mission. Gautier Inheritance. Say it real quick, and then we'll get going.
Say, Teach, this must be the tower, don't you think? You know, even for a tower, it's pretty, towering. It's a remnant of ancient wars. Those thieves certainly found themselves a great place to nest. I hear their leader Miklan is a former noble. It makes sense that he would already know about this place.
Several hundred years ago, this was an important stronghold for diffusing invasions from the north. Back then, this tower was built for both surveillance and defense. It will be difficult to seize it.
Gilbert, isn't it? You hail from the kingdom, right? No wonder you're so knowledgeable. While we're chatting so amicably, do you mind if I ask some questions?
I don't mind. If I can answer them, I will.
Have you ever seen the Lance of Ruin?
I have, a long time ago. It was an impressive, if not eerily ominous weapon to behold. According to Margrave Gautier, Miklan has used the lance to turn the tables on his pursuers.
Is that right? Then those without a crest can use it as well. Interesting. As far as I knew, that wasn't possible. And then we have the mythical Sword of the Creator, which can't be used by anyone except Teach, crest or no crest. Maybe you're just that special, Teach, or maybe there's something you're not telling us. Either way, I expect big things from you in this battle. I love a good show of confidence. I'll do my best, too. You can count on it. The rain is really coming down now. Let's finish this quickly.
Okay, so I don't like this mission. It seems a little long. When this screen loads, we'll see why. It's just like a circle, and you have to go like all the way around. Units. I don't have any cavalry units yet, so everyone can't move as quickly as I would like them to. I'll just use Cyril as an adjunct, or adjutant, or whatever they called it. Yeah, so basically I think the max movement range I have on my units is 5. With just 5 all the way around this whole monstrosity, it's a bit annoying. So I will be using the auto battle function. Not for the actual fight itself, but for you just like moving units up. So now that I have Dorothea, unfortunately, I don't know how often I'm going to be able to get Ignatz involved in battle. Marianne's the same way because they're magic units that do what she does better than her. But at the very least, she can heal. So we'll have to see. You know, it's just the name of the game in Fire Emblem that some units are going to be better than others.
The enemy is close by.
Phew, why did we have to climb so high?
So,
Ready and willing.
I'll try not to get Claude too over leveled
That's my
so
cue.
we can get other units caught up.
Who, me?
Hilda might just get leveled up
Leave
too.
it to me.
I plan on using her and Claude as basically my main two
Stay
forces
focused.
of attack. Just because, you know, axe units always seem to be that way for me.
Me?
Magic users are nice,
I got this.
but
Ready
I don't feel
anytime.
as strongly, or I don't feel as safe leaving them up in the front, handling everything. We'll have to see. So Hilda is turning into Claude too. You can see that she has enough speed and her hit rate's much better now, so she should start being able to become a lot more useful.
Don't expect much more than that.
It just seems like everyone in Claude's route isn't like the best characters in terms of strength, but they all seem to have very good
Sorry, did I
dexterity
hurt
and
you?
speed. So it's a crit squad. I haven't analyzed the growth rates of each individual character, so I think the class they get put into for fighting influences how they level up, but each character has a base you know, percentage
Quite what I was-
chance of increasing in a stat per level. So Dorothea will always be better at magic than she would be at pure strength. And like Raphael, I don't think you could ever make him a truly good magic unit. I haven't memorized any of that though, so I have a good idea on what characters are good at what. And I feel like this game does a decent job of like directing you to making a unit be something that they're good at. But, you know, it's entirely possible that like I'm going to use an
Enemies
axe
approach
unit
from the lower floors.
or
Watch
like
the
a
rear flank.
regular melee weapon unit as the melee weapon, but they could be like a really good magic unit or something. So, oh well. I don't know. I never had a problem with any single unit that I actually chose to use. There are some units that I don't use often at all, like Ignatz. I feel like there's just other characters that do what he does better. I already said the problem with Raphael is that he has kind of crap movement. And then magic units is just a series. It's just preference for me. Certain magic units have better spells, but for the most part, it's just they're all very good from what I gathered. That's really unfortunate. A 25 or 20% chance to hit me, and that they do. So now, I mean, I wasn't gonna move Hilda anyway. It's just annoying. So I guess we should get used to that, considering that more characters are gonna have gambits in the future.
Child's play.
So Gilbert is a more annoying version of Catherine. Enemies come up from behind, so he's gonna be the one that takes them out. I don't really care about the experience that they give, but he's not nearly as fast, so he won't be able to kill enemies at with one hit, and he won't be able to attack a second time. So like that in tandem just means it's just a giant waste of time during this mission. This mission is kind of like a cocktail of like crappy things that all add up to kind of an annoying mission. There's a second part to this mission too that you'll see in a couple minutes.
Winning's always nice.
That is another reason this level is annoying. So I'm just gonna try to waste as little time going back and forth between the map as possible. The issue with auto battling in this this mission as well is that
Well done.
characters will sometimes hone in on a random guy. Like, this will be a spot for people to respawn, and this will be a spot for people to respawn. So they'll like, oh, there's the guy all the way back that way. I have to go get them, when all I really want them to do is move forward, you know, to the left, counterclockwise or whatever. However this map is laid out.
It all comes down to this. So
this is not going to be a trend that I'm going to repeat for most missions, but for this mission, I just might skip some of it. So when enemies move, I'll just and turn, especially if they're not going to hit a lot of people. I'll skip whatever Gilbert does. I don't really care what happens with Gilbert. I don't want to say it's completely irrelevant, because if he I don't know, maybe Gilbert can't die. No, he can go away. So, you know, if Gilbert lets people through, and then enemies are going to be at the back, and because I'm assuming my weaker units are going to be on the back end, I don't want that to be that like big of a deal. That'll bite me in the butt later. Dorothea is really nice because she has a lot of attacks, magic attacks that have long ranges. So she's not necessarily going to kill everything she hits, but she will try to hit a lot of things. I think this game does a good job of giving you a bunch of healers too, so we'll get another healer in a mission or two that I plan on using. You get her in every route except one, so I don't know how often I'll use her. We're gonna have to see. I don't want to use every single character like a bunch, because you know it gets boring just doing the same thing over and over again with this game. So if I do use a similar character, I might just make them a different class, just to spice things up. These archers suck. They'll try to hit you a lot, but they won't hit you. And if they do, it's like minimum damage. It's another like it's kind of like a gnat. Like they're there, but they're only there to annoy you. They're like they don't really do much of anything. So between my magic units and archers, we should be able to take care of this.
You were wide open.
I don't know if it's because she has her luck stat's not actually that high, but it always seems that Dorothea gets more crits than she should. Like if you saw there, her percentage there was a 5% chance to get a crit, but she was like, odds be darned, I'm gonna get a crit anyway. If it's like other Fire Emblem games, different classes might have different strengths and weaknesses. So, this game came out a long time ago. It's my first Fire Emblem game, like Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn on the Wii. There were different like nations. They didn't have houses. Nations, and like some nations were like better with the skills, speed, but the main one you start with had really high luck stat, and that was basically the only thing good about them. I haven't analyzed or really cared so much about character stats in different houses. I just use them, and if they're good, I'll keep using them. If they're not, I'll stop. I guess I should have tried doing a mission assistant again to see if that would have worked. It didn't work last time with Petra, so I don't know what that was about. Maybe they actually have to participate in battle, but it was kind of concerning. If you see those hearts that pop up, that means they got a support because they were next to each other, or a support bonus because they were next to each other. And getting those repeatedly eventually gets you up to a higher support level. The issue is that I didn't see any of that happen
You
with
were outmatched.
Petra last mission, and I don't know if it happens, if it doesn't happen with you know, the characters that you support, like Cyril's with me right now. I don't know if I get a heart just with myself, or that just doesn't show up. I know for sure that it will boost experience for people who you have on your team to be a support unit without battling. It's a trap. There's lots of things in this game that are kind of like hard to say, like adjunct or judant or whatever it was.
This is going to hurt, okay?
See what I was talking about with the crits
All
with
roses
Dorothea?
have
She wants to
thorns.
kill everything with lightning.
Keep it up.
She is Thor. Yeah, so I know for sure it happens with adjutants that are on your party when they get boosted support. That's a quick and easy way to make sure, like, or play the matchmaking game with other units that you don't plan on using. So, like, I want you to love someone else. You just sit in the background with this one unit that I actually like using.
I guess it worked out.
It looks like towards the end of this mission, we'll have everyone up to level 10, which is really nice. Unfortunately, Dorothea, Hilda's way the heck out there. It's kind of nice having characters respawn, or enemies respawn up there. Free experience. I'm never going to complain about. Well, I guess I will complain about it if it's annoying to get, but, you know, I don't have to use it. So, it looks like Claude and my unit are going to be the ones that take care of business up there, which I guess I should start getting used to because they're the hardest to kill. I wouldn't say that they're the best, but just like how they're set up, they have good all-around stats, and with that, they're good at killing things, then good at not being killed. So,
This is what I do.
looks like Lysynthia is already well on her way to be a tank unit on her own. Oh crap! I should have upgraded her. I think she had a chance to be the next level mage unit. So I'll make sure that I don't get too far along in levels with her, so I don't waste the opportunity to upgrade. I think it's mage. The mage is the next one she gets into for reason. Make sure that she doesn't get too far along so I don't miss out on the class mastery.
Don't know my own strength.
I think that's the one that gives you Fiendish Blow. It's hard to remember because you're not in those intermediate and advanced classes for very long because everything happens in increments of 10 levels. And 10 levels go by faster than you think, especially with characters like Claude and the teacher unit, because, you know, they're always getting used. Characters like Ignatz and I wouldn't even say Marianne because she's good at getting experience in small increments with healing. I think Dorothea needed help.
How sweet.
So I'm not gonna worry about being in a class for too long. I will not try very hard to get mastery in the middle classes. I don't care. Certain abilities are nice to have, but I don't need them. Especially in later playthroughs because of the statues, they're gonna give me stat boosts anyway. Like this playthrough probably will be the hardest one that I have to play through. At least on casual.
Too easy.
If I decide to upgrade, up the difficulty or change from classic to casual, or from casual to classic, obviously this won't be the easiest one, but I don't want to waste time
As expected.
worrying about protecting characters when I could just charge ahead and get between the story. it's just a long game. So,
Never
you know,
underestimate
constantly
that.
having to replace characters that die because you didn't want them to die, or rewinding with the Divine Pulse because you had a character die that you really can't afford to have die. I'm gonna have Hilda come back this way. She'll take care of business with these two guys. Unfortunately, the problem with axes is, so Fire Emblem has always had this rock, paper, scissors type weapon triangle. So, you know, swords are good against axes, axes are good against lances, and lances are good against swords. And there's some magic and other stuff, like bow units are good against flying. Magic is good against armor, that type of stuff. But it looks like they toned it down. You can get that weapon triangle bonus with your units with abilities. I think if you get a high enough sword mastery, they'll give you the axe breaker or something. Not the combat art axe breaker, but something that like boosts your ability and strength against axes. But I'm not sure that enemies ever get that. So I don't think using an axe against a sword is to your detriment if you're just playing against regular enemies. This isn't going too quickly, but it's not taking forever either, so I'm making good time. So I don't like using steel axes. I think axes, weapon level, when you increase your weapon level, you're going to be able to have the ability to carry more weight. I think weight affects the speed stat. I don't know the case. I haven't delved too far into the actual stats and stuff in this game, but it affects. So when you increase from an iron to a steel axe, the weapon weight increases as well. So you'll have a harder time hitting, but you won't be able to attack twice either at certain points. Once your character levels up far enough, it doesn't matter. So you don't have to worry about that too bad. But I always go with the thing that when in doubt, I do the thing that kills the enemy. I don't feel like that's that complicated to explain. And it also affords you, you get to save the steel axe more often because it's good at doing damages, a high damage, and if a character's or enemy is high enough, has high enough speed, you can just you won't be able to attack twice anyway. So the damage difference is nice, but the speed difference kind of sucks early in the game. We're at that point where Claude is going to just get an axe to his unblocked shoulders and not care at all. He's not going to use Spirit Dust, so I'll put that back. It actually won't happen that often. Raphael's going to be the king of nullifying damage because armor units have insanely high defense. Remember when I said that you get vulneraries like nobody's business? This is what I was talking about. All these characters with that green little bag next to their name means that when you kill them, you get an item from them. I'm almost positive all of these are vulneraries. Yep, vulnerary. So if you ever have to buy vulneraries, I mean that's an interesting choice because I've had the problem of having too many, not enough. Also, you get other stuff that replaces vulneraries, like elixirs and concoctions that refill more of your health. Looks like Hilda is officially out of the battle for right now, so we'll do this.
Allow me to demonstrate.
You didn't give it your all.
Yeah, when you use your professor, I always seem to have crit chances of at least 20. So that's what my character is really good for. I might have to use Helm Splitter on this guy. See, this is where managing your combat arts is important, because it will literally just default you to the first 3 that you learn. And because I know Claude has the ability to have Helm Splitter, but it didn't overwrite the skills he already had learned, so I have to equip it. So I'll just do that so that guy doesn't attack me and annoy me later, and then I'll just have Hilda auto battle. Go somewhere. And this way I can kill him when he attacks me back.
It was a good try.
Let's shake things up.
Hopefully he didn't. Yeah, he wasn't affected by that. We're almost done with stage 1 of the battle. I'm not going to worry about moving these characters up at all. You'll see why after I do this.
That's the golden deer for you.
I should be able to kill the boss with my own unit. And then we won't have to worry about anything else. Yeah, so bosses are always on heal tiles as far as I know, so they don't attack you. So if a lot of bosses will start having the skill to counter attack regardless of the distance. Early on they don't, but you'll see later. So mage units can get counter attacked, but for the most part, I'll use the assault troop because why not? For the most part, you can attack and not worry about them attacking you back during their turn. Another thing to know is, so this is a heroic relic, or what, hero's relic. So if you have a character, because any character can equip them and you get these later on in the game. I think you actually get this one now. If you use them and you don't have a crest, that does 10 damage after you attack. So you can attack it if you want, as long as they have a high enough HP. If you have any crest at all, it doesn't do that. And I think there's an added bonus for using it if you have the proper crest. So if Sylvain uses it, he'll get additional bonuses. Yeah, so we're good there. So there's going to be a second part of this battle after this cutscene.
Not bad for your kind. A bunch of spoiled, rotten children. What the hell? Damn, look at that. I'm out of here. Hold on. No! Ah!
So here is the introduction of demonic beasts.
Is this your...
Not every single mission, but a lot of the missions will have it.
You cannot win.
Other routes have more of it. Like Dimitri's route is the king of fighting demonic beasts. Edelgard, you don't have to worry about it. There's a different enemy for that. Basically, a different version of the demonic beasts. I think they're like they call them automatons, I think. Yeah, we're not gonna have to worry about it too bad. I saw them in a paralog that we're probably gonna end up doing. But besides that, we won't have to worry about it. So remember when I said Seraphim was God? You're gonna find out why. I'll wait a little bit because these squares, if you break them, it stuns the enemy, and that means that they can't attack you back the next turn. So if you use a gambit, they can't attack you anyway. So that's a good way of breaking these shields, and that's what I use gambits for mainly. So upgrading battalions is nice too because they have battalion advantage. So it gives you skills that are normally saved for other units or other classes, and lets you access them. And instead of your own stats or HP, is tied to your battalion stamina. So Vantage is a stat. A skill you could have gotten if you picked Swordsman or whatever in this, so you can counter attack before some enemy actually attacks you, which is nice. So swords classes get one of the swords classes, I don't remember which, gets Vantage. Cavalry class gets Desperation, which is you can attack twice. I'm gonna try to. Sorry for going back and forth here. I just want to make sure that I can manage have Lysynthia deal the final blow if I can. Doesn't look like it's gonna happen, but should be close. Yeah, so Desperation lets you attack twice if your HP's low enough before the opponent can counter attack. So 33 damage against a Divine Beast because Seraphim is basically like a Holy Light, and because it's a demonic beast, you just kill him. It's like holy water. Then I think that's the only enemies or people I can come up and get them to attack. I stand corrected. Leone can get involved. I don't think she's going to do anything of value here. They're very nice to you because the hit rate for the Divine Beast or Demonic Beasts, I'm probably going to call them Divine Beasts too often, and I apologize for that. But the hit rate for the demonic beasts are going to be really low early. So Dorothea constantly got crits when her crit chance was 5, and then when it's 20, she doesn't get it. I'm not going to complain because I feel like it all adds up and evens out. But it is kind of funny how percentages work in this game. I'll just get, yeah, my character is getting destroyed. I don't really care if Gilbert gets got by the beastie. Ouch. Jesus Christ, he just took out like a third of my team. So that's why I kind of like stunning the character, the enemy, Divine Beasts, because if they attack you, sometimes they have area effect attacks, and that's really bad for your weaker characters that are probably standing nearby. Actually, screw it. I'll have Raphael try. You might have to axe it. None of my characters are going to be too useful for this, which is unfortunate. Yeah, we're almost done, and Claude will kill him. I don't worry about it when it says I'm going to die if I attack first. Claude can't miss with a 100% hit rate unless they nullify my damage. And I don't think this boss has that. There's skills that enemies can have. I think they call it like Pavis or whatever. And it basically just decreases your damage to like nothing.
Goddess, the beast is gone, yet Miklan and the lance remain.
We defeated him, somehow. Let's grab the lance and return to the monastery.
So that's the introduction of the first type of boss that's going to be annoying. They have multiple health bars, and later on in the game they can have up to like 3. And when I say 3 health bars, I mean that's additional to the one they have anyway, so that you have to kill them like 4 times.
His form was changed. It was as though that lance was swallowing him whole. Upon that sight, it makes sense that your students were upset. I wonder if those relics truly hide such power. Yet even still, that power seems familiar. That form as well. As one who wields the sword of the Creator, does that mean you possess that power too?
Professor, you have returned. The goddess is indeed generous with her divine protection. I have already heard Gilbert's report about what happened. See to it that you keep what transpired at the tower to yourself. People would lose faith in the nobles should rumors spread of one using a relic and transforming into a monster. All regions of Fodlan would fall into chaos. We must avoid that at all costs. Please ensure the students who accompanied you understand that as well. Have I made myself clear? His transformation into a black beast was nothing short of divine punishment from the goddess.
Punishment for someone arrogant and foolish enough to use a hero's relic even though they were unworthy and unqualified.
Of course. That is why we rushed to recover it. Sadly, we did not arrive in time. The church will formally return the lance to House Gautier, if you would. You have my gratitude. I can see that I was right to trust you with this. Please report back. I will tell you of your new mission for the coming moon at that time.
Nice work, Teach. It's thanks to you that we successfully completed our mission. As for Miklan, I wonder if he really believed he could wield a relic. Agreed. He probably just wanted to get his hands on it, even though he knew it was futile. Though I'm sure he wasn't counting on turning into a monster like that. I wonder if that monster represents another aspect of a hero's relics. What a strange and terrifying power.
Stories of misfortune have followed the hero's relics since ancient times.
Tomas, you've caught me by surprise. That's not easy to do, though I suppose I should have expected to see our librarian in his library.
I am sorry to intrude. I simply heard you speaking of the hero's relics. I can tell you more about them if you'd like. The story goes that Nemesis was corrupted by evil because of the sword of the Creator. Other heroes also lost themselves by continuing to use the relics, transforming into black beasts with twisted souls. There used to be a great many records regarding the dark history of the relics.
Used to be.
They have been destroyed across all of Fodlan, stripped from their shelves, including those that resided at this very library.
You make it sound like the church is covering up the truth. But now that you mention it, Rhea was very specific about not wanting anyone to find out what happened at Conan Tower. Hey, Tomas, why are you telling us all of this?
It seemed like you were searching for answers about the relics. What is a librarian if not a guide in the search for knowledge? And not only have you been searching, but you have been doing so through the night. I would suggest you stop before the knight's notice. And that is enough meddling for today. Please excuse me.
So I've been found out, have I? I suppose I do spend more time at the library than most students. But I won't stop. I can't afford to. Teach. You don't really expect me to tell you something so personal just like that, do you? Though, I wouldn't mind sharing if you were to tell me some of your secrets in exchange.
I can't let this exchange pass without comment. If you're sharing secrets, perhaps I can share one as well?
Are you sure you could survive that? I'd say you're the least likely to share secrets out of everyone at the Academy.
Coming from you, I'll take that as a compliment. After all, you're easily the student with the most secrets.
I'm afraid you overestimate me. My secrets don't amount to much. But back to Teach.
Don't try to change the subject, Claude. We're talking about secrets. Yours. Who is your father? And why did you appear so suddenly, as if from nowhere? Duke Regan's eldest son died in an accident. Having tragically lost other family members as well, he was without an heir. The Alliance would undoubtedly have been shaken if House Regan had lost its position of leadership. But then you showed up. Why did you return to House Regan? What brought you to the monastery?
Oh boy, I'm trapped here. I have no choice but to surrender under your intimidating gazes. My dream, in truth, is a selfless dream, but I require power to make it a reality. When I learned about the power of my crest, I knew I had a chance, so I'm chasing that dream, to the bitter end, if need be. I came to this monastery because I thought I might find someone useful, someone to help me on my path. So, what do you think? If you promise to help me achieve my dream no matter what, I'll promise to tell you anything.
I have my own dream to tend to. I pray that yours does not interfere with mine.
What about you, Teach? I see. Well, now isn't the time to discuss this. You are still my Teach, after all.
So,
Professor,
crap.
you have done well to complete such a difficult task. You have shown exceptional skill in leading your students. I am forever grateful for the safe return of the hero's relic. Just as I expected, you have mastered the sword of the Creator. Now then, I shall tell you about your mission for the coming month.
Rhea, Archbishop!
Seteth, what troubles you?
Flayn is missing. I cannot find her anywhere. Professor, have you seen Flayn recently? I have searched everywhere. Where could she be? She may be in danger. Oh no, 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 what am I to do?
Calm yourself, Seteth. Professor, we shall continue our discussion another time.
So, in the middle of that conversation before the last one with Rhea, you saw I got support with Edelgard. There is no way to recruit other class house leaders into your own team. I don't even know if the support does anything because I don't think you have access to her conversations. I was hoping that would be something that they're going to introduce into the DLC, like a cumulative route. We'll have to see. It doesn't look like that, but it's in the game, which I find interesting because, you know, it doesn't mean anything. There's lots of sport conversations that don't seem to mean anything. So we'll have to see. But for right now, this part's going to be over here. So next part, we're going to do the monastery mission. We're going to look for Flayn. I'll tell you more about that next episode. But thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time.